guys, it's Sky, and today I want to do a January wrap-up video. I've decided to rank the books that I read this month in order from my least favorite to my favorite book of the month. I just wanted to add some fun to the regular old wrap-up videos. So let's get started. The first book will be my least favorite book, and I'm very, very sad to say what this book is because it is on a lot of people's favorite lists and it's very, very popular, or it was several years ago, and it's part of a long series that I'm not gonna read. I'm just not. And it is Hush Hush by Becca Fitzpatrick. I'm kind of afraid to say why I don't like this book because the reasons are the same as the reasons that a lot of people give for not liking Twilight, and I love Twilight. I didn't care for the writing, I didn't care for Nora, the main character. I thought her decision making was absolutely ridiculous. No one would do that stuff. No one would do that stuff. Anybody who wants to live would not do that stuff. And I really, really, really hated Nora's best friend. I don't even remember her name. I blocked it from my memory. What's her name? V. V's her name. I don't even like that name. V is worse than Nora. Okay, I've ranted enough about this book. I'm not judging anyone who loves this book. I know there are many, many, many people who do, and I really hate it. Maybe the series gets better as it goes on, I don't know, but I just don't think I can do that. The second book I read this month, and the book taking the number 5 slot in my ranking, is The Coldest Girl in Cold Town by Holly Black. This is kind of surprising to me that this book is not higher, but I just read some fairly solid books this month. I thought when I read this that it was probably going to be like my number 2 or 3 this month, but here we are at the bottom, and I can't really explain why. There was nothing seriously wrong with this book. I did do a review video if you'd care to watch what I thought in depth about this book. I won't go into it now. But the only reason this book is my number 5 is because the other books were just better. This book was not bad. My number 4 spot goes to Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare. I put this at my number 4 spot just because it took me so long to get into this book. I think though what it is that most people started with the Mortal Instruments series, and then when these books started coming out, they already were involved in the Shadowhunter world. They didn't need all that immersion into all of the abilities and the world and all of the different races and all of those things. I knew nothing going into this. So I spent like the first fourth of the book just waiting, treading water. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know any of the characters or how they related to anyone else in Cassandra Clare's world, and I just didn't understand why everybody liked it so much. I do now. But for that reason, that's why this book got bumped kind of down to my number 4 spot. My number 3 spot is kind of surprising to me. I don't know how it ended up here. I shifted this book down several times and then pushed it back up, and that is Wake by Lisa McMahon. While I was reading this book, I was thinking, I don't like this book. I don't like it. I don't like the way it's organized. I don't like how it's written in present tense. I don't like how it's shifting and the sentences are so abrupt. And I just was thinking of all these things that I didn't care for. And then when I got to the end, I was like, that's it? I want to read the sequel. And there's 3 of them. It's a trilogy, I think. And I really would read them all. I would be okay if I didn't get to. But if I come across the other books in this series, I will pick them up and I will read them. I read this in like, I don't know, 3 hours maybe. It's a really quick read, and there's a lot of things that I don't care for, but I don't know. This book had a pull on me, and apparently lots of other people, New York Times bestseller, so I guess I'm not alone. But anyway, number 3 spot. Big surprise here, my number 2 spot goes to Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. These got better as they went along. I won't go too much into detail because I want to do an Infernal Devices video, but yes, this was my number 2 spot. I love this book, and it would absolutely have been my #1 spot had I not read the #1 book, which is Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare. This book changed my life, and this book I cried so many times. I know that the romance is what has a lot of pull for a lot of people to these books. I know that people are Team Will or Team Jim or whatever, but the main thing I liked about this was the bromance. I loved Will and Jim, and every single time they were together, I loved them, and I might start crying right now thinking about some of those chapters. So this book really moved me and surprised me. I really thought it was going to be a long, drawn-out love triangle. I really did not see the ending coming. The whole time I was reading, I was thinking, I know exactly what's going to happen here. I know how all of this is going to play out. And when I get to the end, it's going to all feel predictable and I'm going to be so disappointed. And everyone told me this was the greatest book ever. Yeah, you were right. I was wrong. This book is freaking fantastic. So here are the books that I read this month. I hope you liked hearing my thoughts. I hope you liked my ranking order. I hope it wasn't too confusing, but I just like to organize things into some kind of list form. I'm a list maker. Is that an OCD trait? Probably. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you've read any of these books, tell me your thoughts on them. I hope that I didn't rip any of your favorite books to shreds here. Sorry. Thank you so much to all the people who've been watching. I didn't think anyone would ever watch these. This was kind of just something I was going to do for myself, but thank you so much to everyone who has been commenting. It really makes me feel great. Thank you so much. Bye!